I've broken down my Baja all the way and cleaned it up. Now, that process took about 2 hours to break it down to just the pieces. I took them up into my kitchen and I literally washed them in the sink, right? You know, you want to be careful when you're washing your parts because it will rust out all of the metal pieces, so make sure there's no metal pieces that you're washing in the water, or make sure you dry them off really well. Then what I did is I looked at some of the pieces, like this one for example, and I bought a outdoor paint. It's like usually for like barbecues or whatever. There's a flat black and then there's a gloss black from Rust-Oleum. And what I did is I painted like the bottom, for example. I painted this piece so it looks amazing now. It was totally beat to crap, right? So it looks like it's almost brand new. And then I also painted like this piece right here because it was all scratched up and dirty, and you know how it gets like somebody ran sandpaper on it? Now it just looks great. And I also did that to a bunch of other pieces, including all of the little orange pieces that came with the original kit. So there's not really much orange on this anymore. It's all black, all the little aluminum pieces, including this piece up here. So I painted all those black because I didn't want the orange anymore. And I think the only orange I have left are these, and I might even paint these as well. Then I got the Baja 5T upgrade kit. Now I got it from Roven, and I know a lot of you people have a thing against Roven, but the reason why I got it was because it was only $62 for all the pieces, and if you did the math on buying the individual pieces, the original HPI pieces, it came out to well over $150. So I saved 50% by going with those Roven pieces, and you get a ton of stuff with that kit that you'll never use because I'm not going to the full 5T. I needed the side pieces, and I needed the, and I got another front bumper from Roven, this one right here, but I'm not going to use it because I bought the front bumper for the Kraken cage. Now I did notice that there is some fitment issues with it. These pieces right here are too wide to fit into here, so I'm likely going to have to Dremel that down or something to get it to fit in there. But overall, putting it together wasn't too complicated, except for I think they gave way too many screws. Roven does a really cool thing where they give you like an instruction set, and this kind of shows you how to put it together, but not really. So it took me a little bit of time to figure out. Also, as an upgrade, I bought the Roven, these are the Excavators. I wanted to get the Pro lines on Desperados because everybody wants the Pro lines on Desperados, but they're expensive. And in fact, at a local hobby shop, it was $90 a pair, but I ended up getting all four for $90. And when I was doing my research, it was really hard for me to make this decision because I really like the look of the fat tire in the back and the thin tire in the front. Well, just so you know, when you buy the kit, the rear tires are fatter than the front tires. So if you've ever wondered that, that's the answer to your question. Now, when I went to mount the body to do the fitment, the fitment for it, there's a bunch of issues. There's tons of issues. The first issue being the bolts on the inside here are too long, so I'm gonna have to Dremel those off so it sits nicely up against the edge here. So know that. That's probably the only issue that I saw, other than you actually have to drill holes going perpendicular to the original holes in these mounts for the mounts to work on the body itself. So there's a few little fitment issues that I have to go through. Also, I'm gonna try this, but I had the original Turtle Racing aluminum bulkhead top here that I really like, and I really like the way it mounts and everything. But when I put on the body, I noticed that there wasn't a lot of space back here. So after I fit it on there, I'm going to see if there's enough room for that Turtle Racing bulkhead, because I think that adds a lot of strength to it, and then maybe that'll work. Also, I thought that this Dominator pipe wouldn't work with the body, but there is just enough clearance here. When I was taking apart my Baja, I had a lot of problems with strip bolts, right? So I have this kit, and we've all seen these on TV. This is the Speed Out kit. You guys gotta have one of these in your toolbox because it saved my ass. Let me tell you, it saved my butt because I was able to get those out without having to do the Dremel and the flathead screwdriver trick. So have one of these in your kit. I mean, what was it, like 15 bucks or something like that? Totally worth it. Also, if you're gonna be using and changing tires a lot, I recommend getting one of these, okay? That little T wrench that you get with the kit for the Baja, it really tweaks your your wrist, and sometimes you can't get it to work. So I bought one of these, I invested in one of these, it was about 50 bucks, and then I got the 2 pieces, one for to fit the Baja's nuts, and then another one to fit my Losi as well. So definitely have one of those in your kit. Now the next part for me is what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild the shocks. I have a shock kit. I think I might even put brand new shocks on. Probably going to paint these little orange pieces so they don't look so dorky. Mount those up. I've got all my outerwears. I've got a bunch of other things, and put it all together. And then once I get it all together, I'll show you guys how the build looks. So I'm going to get back to work, and I'll check in with you guys in a few seconds. Well, here we are at the end of a successful refurbish and upgrade of my Baja. Many of you know I've had my Baja for a little over 3 years now. This is the first time I've done a complete rebuild. I talked a little bit about painting it and getting it all looking exactly how I wanted it. Now this Kraken cage is quite finicky to fit to your Baja. A couple things you might want to do. The first thing is, in the little mounts up here in the hood, you'll need to drill a hole through the post they supply you with and find some sort of screw to go through there. And then that way you can use the 2 pins that are here to remove the body when you need to. Also in the back, this right here, these are such a tight fit, I ended up drilling out a bigger hole to give me just a little bit more space to put that in, because I literally destroyed my thumbs trying to get these pins in and out. But really, to remove the cage, all you have to do is remove these 2 pins and remove these 2 pins, and then everything just pops right off. So it's a lot easier to get off than I thought it was. A couple more upgrades I have yet to do. I think I might do the wheel, although that's going to add a ton more weight, and I'll probably do the quick fuel from Kraken. And it does add quite a bit of weight to the vehicle, so I'm going to have to probably upgrade the engine. So Dan, Sean, I'm probably going to be hitting you guys soon for a new engine, so hopefully you'll have some refurbished ones laying around. But I can't wait to try it. I even refurbished the shocks, cleaned them all up, made sure all the seals were good. I put 40 weight on the front and the back for the shock oil. I might even have to go more. I haven't really seen the droop yet, but overall, I'm super stoked with the look. I think it turned out awesome. I'm so stoked to rage it. I always felt like sort of the bastard stepchild when I was out running this along with somebody else who was running my Losi, for example. So hopefully now I'll have some fun with this and get outside and bash it and thrash it. So everybody who's been along with me during this little build, appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And of course, I always love to hear your comments in the comments section. So thanks again for watching. I'm Read Your Mind. This is UrbanRcLA, and I'm out.